What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday to you. Almost Memorial Day in the States. Isn't that exciting? I am spending it watching round two Open Qualifier 6 from two Mena teams who are not going to be making the major. Some real sicko stuff. But I'm excited to see some of the talent on these teams that are kind of floating above the top, just because we get such limited access to who we're going to see representing this region at this point in time, just given, the Falcons are the Falcons, and we've seen Twisted Minds pick up that second spot. But that doesn't mean that these teams and players aren't exciting, and doesn't mean that they aren't possibly the future of this region. Who knows? Maybe we continue to expand and we get more access to these teams. But at the end of the day, it's just fun to watch some exciting Rocket League, and I think it's important to develop a feel for all of these players. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to let's go back and look at that one more time. Is that a nice little double? It's kind of hard to get a feel for some of these players just watching from like the director cam live. Let's see this. Let me not talk over it. So we're gonna get the pop here. We're on with Oval Owl. It looks like it's stylized like owl, right? OOVVL, owl. But maybe it's oval or oval, or we'll just call him Big O for the sake of this. So we're on with Big O here, and it's just exciting to see some of these players who you really don't get a crazy 50 dunk there. A lot of exposure to when just watching on the broadcast, because we're flipping around and it's tough to keep up. I feel like you get a much more palatable and digestible understanding of how these teams are functioning and how these players are when you get to actually watch them like this. So shout out Bacchus Mod for unlocking the ability to look at replays like this. Pretty nice disruption there in transition on defense. Could have ended badly, but you're kind of in a position where you got to go for something, and it ended up working out. Quick little fake there. The squishy save is off, but this R8 team that's on the blue side here really trying to push for pressure, and it pays off. So on this team, it's Faisal, Yazid, and our boy Big O against R8, which is Abdullah, and then Suspect, and I forget the third. Oh, of course, Basil. At least I think that's how. It's always so tough with these Mena names, but let's lock in here a little bit and see how we're doing. So far, I've noticed that Oval seems to be Big O is pretty solid on the defensive end, as far as like actually like not stagnant defense, but like moving and like reading of the play. Seems to be pretty good at disrupting, whether that be passing opportunities into the middle, or shooting chances, or even that transition block that we saw. Great pathing back over the boost. Going to play this one close. Sees Suspect. The ball's getting left for him. Goes up early to meet Basil, and maybe that wasn't the optimal play there. That's kind of the danger of being so speedy, is sometimes you can kind of overspeed yourself, and then if you completely miss and don't get ball or player in a situation like what we just saw there, you're completely out of the play for a very long time. So that divey style is a little bit of a risk. It's like trying to go for a steal in basketball. Sometimes if you reach, you can just totally put yourself out of position to be scored on quickly. They rotate pretty deep for boost to the back line. What a pass that was. That was pretty incredible. Let's look at that one more time. Suspect trying to get it out. Yazid meets him. He gets the flick, but just R8 is pushed way too far up. And just a little drop pass there is going to put them up 3-0 in this series. It is interesting to see these Mena teams that aren't our representatives, and just try and get a feel for like how they would be in comparison to like some of the lower not top 8 talents from like North America and Europe, just to get a feel for it. Because when you look at it on paper, it's like, wow, Falcons are completely running this region, and sometimes I wonder whether or not that's actually beneficial, or if it can be a little hurtful for them to totally run a region like this. Because are you putting yourself in enough situations to be challenged? It's kind of similar to the discourse around like the Boston Celtics right now, where they've seen key injuries against every one of their opponents in what is already a weakened Eastern Conference when you compare it to the Western Conference. Have they been challenged enough as they're on what looks like a crash course to face the winner of the Mavericks and the Timberwolves? Because you need those moments to see what you're made of and test yourself and stay honest and ready. And that was a great leave off that we saw our boy Big O try and get over to. Kind of a funky clear there, going for the bump. That's a great play, but a little bit risky for his teammates to commit to. And that's what I'm looking at for some of these Mena teams. That was a great reset. How much boost did he have to get to this? Clear that one. Knows the ball is up. Gonna get the bump there. Create some chaos. Yazid with a huge dunk. We get the 100. Oh, big fake. And then just what a scoop. Excellent shot there by Big O. But are a team like Falcons tested enough where you clearly pick them as the favorites out of Mena? They are the obvious clear #1 seed. But a team like that, the expectation is to, make a semifinals, maybe even try and contend for a major championship. And if you're never tested within your own region, does that somewhat stymie your ability to show up on the big stage because you're used to just stomping everybody, and the first time you see any hardship, you kind of are not used to that situation and don't know what to do. So that's at least a thought and fear that I have for Falcons, and why I think it's so interesting to watch matchups like this. But ended up being a pretty commanding win here by the Ranger squad. Big O, which I guess is inappropriate. He's little O. Goes for the 2-2-1 on 4 shots. Very efficient. And it looked like their offense and pace was just too much for R8 Esports, who were faked out a couple of times, especially Abdullah. We saw that excellent pass by, I think it was Fisal, to drop one to little O. And then that final flip reset that he got into the corner to kind of put the dagger in this one. So that's our video for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Happy extended weekend to those stateside, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, see ya.